Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa Campbell and I had the honor of being the SOBA business team lead for this semester. My interns, Ollie, Austin, Laura, and Jules have all been incredible to work with. Not only are they smart and dedicated to their work, but they brought fun to every meeting we had. I first want to thank them for flattering me every single time I forced them to look at my dog during Zoom meetings. And more importantly, I want to thank them for their hard work over the semester and accepting the challenge to learn about the world of insurance, which we're pretty sure is black magic.
This semester, we've had the pleasure of working with our client, Kate Birch, and her two insurance companies, Property Protect and Hay Alpaca, on a healthy expansion strategy. She has decided to partner with the SOBA team in order to find new markets and develop a strategic growth plan. So far, we've conducted over 20 industry interviews with competitors, potential partners and clients, and other experts, in addition to collecting over 40 survey responses from gig workers in the past 12 weeks. And we found new markets valued at around $40 million and include over 20 initial potential partnerships. With the help of our fellow, Jamie Franzese, and our team leads, Alyssa Campbell and Anna Young, we've identified two key aspects for our client to consider. First, expanding into new partnerships and leveraging existing competitive advantages. And second, designing a robust dashboard that will provide better business insights and allow for better decision making. Hi, my name is Austin Chan, and I'm a junior in mechanical engineering.
My name is Jules Phillipsy, and I am a sophomore finance major.
My name is Laura Bertrand, and I'm an economics major.
My name is Andrew Alarian, and I'm a junior studying computer science and mathematics.
My name is Ali Alkayer, and I'm studying finance.
And we are the SOBA team. 2 years ago, Kate founded Property Protect to provide short-term insurance on an on-demand basis for rental property owners. Her business grew rapidly, and she saw further opportunity to expand her insurance to other clients who need short-term policies. The gig economy is also rapidly expanding, and as people move towards more flexible employment, traditional sources of insurance no longer offer suitable protection for workers. This was the perfect market, and Hay Alpaca Insurance was created to serve it. Our first objective was to find new customers for Hay Alpaca, and we decided that the volunteering space had a real lack of options when it came to short-term insurance, and that the $814 million nonprofit insurance market represents an incredible opportunity, especially for volunteers in riskier operations or those working abroad. Our second objective was to develop a back-end dashboard with key metrics and tools to help Kate manage both of her rapidly growing businesses. By accomplishing these objectives, Hay Alpaca could address the following key concerns in the market. Gig workers face many challenges today. Traditional sources of insurance, like personal, home, and auto policies, don't cover commercial activities, and commercial policies are often inflexible and expensive. An interview with Buddy Combs, an insurance lawyer from Oklahoma City, confirmed the gaps in the coverage that most gig workers face. Furthermore, uninsured platforms and workers often suffer from reputation issues and lack of accountability. Complaints against large platforms like Uber and Amazon Flex often revolve around insurance disputes, both from customers and contractors. Lastly, workers that are uninsured are often unable to join gig platforms until they have proof of coverage, creating a high barrier to entry. HireCanna and TruckerWall, two pilot companies that Hay Alpaca is partnering with, both require that workers have insurance when using these platforms. These challenges are an opportunity to provide new insurance products designed to help gig workers and their platforms. Hay Alpaca offers low-cost, on-demand policies geared towards short-term or irregular work schedules. In a survey we conducted, over 50% of gig workers responded that insurance prices were the primary drivers in their purchasing decisions. Secondly, providing insurance to gig workers provides additional credibility and confidence to both workers and their customers. A third of gig workers surveyed admitted to being uninsured despite being required to by their platform. And lastly, Hay Alpaca integrates directly with gig platforms and websites in order to provide instantaneous access to new workers. For example, as soon as a trucker signs on to TruckerWall, they are automatically given the option to enroll in Hay Alpaca Insurance. This can save hours of searching for suitable insurance options, and our survey found that 35% of workers prioritize convenience and simplicity when acquiring insurance. With these new products aimed at covering the short-term insurance market, we found several opportunities for Hay Alpaca to acquire new customers.
After looking into a broad range of industries where short-term insurance could be applied, we identified the volunteering industry as high in potential because of its high market growth rate, total hours worked per year, and need based on our research and interviews. Now, within the volunteering industry, our data shows that Hailpaca should target the $400 million sector of small and medium nonprofits because of the potential revenues, together with the ease of entry and need. First of all, we got to this $400 million valuation starting from the $8 billion potential revenues. This is based on the reported total volunteering hours on the National and Community Services 2019 Volunteering in America report. Since we are mainly aiming at partnering with digital platforms, we conducted a survey that showed 15% of volunteers work with digital platforms. After a broad sweep of the internet to find different nonprofits with digital platforms, we categorized them based on the number of volunteer hours per year, which led to the estimated values. As an example of the small platforms, which have an average of about 3 million volunteer hours per year, we have ITN Central Oklahoma. And for medium platforms, which have an average of about 20 million volunteer hours per year, we have Catch a Fire. Not only would it be profitable to target these small and medium platforms, but it would also be more convenient for Hailpaca because it would be easier for a startup to enter an industry partnering with other small and medium businesses, especially since Hailpaca will be integrating within these platforms. Lastly, there's also a larger need for Hailpaca for these smaller businesses since insurance preserves the trust between volunteers, platforms, and customers in case of accidents or mishaps. After creating initial contact with ITN Central Oklahoma, which is a platform that connects volunteer drivers with those who need them, we drew up several use case scenarios. If, for example, an ITN driver gets into an accident with a passenger on board, there's this gray area where personal insurance may not cover them since the driver is technically performing their volunteering duties. Also, if an accident occurs while transporting a customer inside or outside of the car, then drivers no longer have that gray area protection. Based on our interviews with ITN Central Oklahoma, accidents are a worrisome issue for drivers and the platform. ITN currently does not have the necessary insurance setup to protect volunteers, and they are very interested in testing Hailpaca's products to fill that insurance gap. And while our findings show that Hailpaca should focus on small and medium nonprofits in the beginning, it shouldn't stop Hailpaca to pursue larger nonprofits in later stages. Now, seeing how targeting smaller and medium nonprofits is a profitable opportunity that meets a significant need, let's go ahead and look at how Hailpaca will distribute its products and services.
With a focus on the small and medium volunteer platform sector, we have developed a business model in order to illustrate how a partnership would work. In this case, Hailpaca would partner with the volunteer matching platform, for example, ITN Central Oklahoma, in order to drive sales of insurance products to cover volunteers. The volunteer will pay $1.75 per hour, and they would only pay for the coverage that they need. Within volunteers, we have identified traditional volunteers. Those are the ones who need general liability insurance to be protected from accidents that might happen at the volunteering site, and professional volunteers, who not only need general liability insurance, but also professional liability insurance, so they can be protected from errors, omissions, or malpractice. An example might be an accountant, a lawyer, or a medical professional who provides pro bono services to nonprofits. This model is based on some assumptions. For example, the purchasing entity would be the volunteer, whose interest is to be protected from errors and accidents, and the interest of the volunteer matching platform to be to remain with the current levels of volunteers and to be protected from liability and legal issues that might arise from these accidents or omissions. We also have a preference for small platforms, anything between 0 and 17,500 volunteer hours per year. And this is what we have used to develop this model and the financial model. And we also assume that 25% of the volunteers will comply with the insurance requirement. In order to consolidate and expand Hey Alpaca's place in the market, it's also important to understand our competitors and how we're positioned in the market. Hey Alpaca is facing the competition from 4 major competitors. And one of the ways we want to break this down is how do we target volunteers and how do we target platforms? We have seen that all of the competitors offer hourly insurance policies, which means that you only pay for the coverage that you need while volunteering. Then platform integration is something that only Hey Alpaca offers at the moment, meaning that when the volunteer creates a profile, they can find the insurance offering right on the website, which makes the sign-up process a lot more efficient and easier to navigate. Then instant claim support is something we've identified that most competitors offer and that Hey Alpaca should look forward to in the future. And this can take the form of an online chat that's available 24/7 or a phone line that would make the interaction between the client and Hey Alpaca easier. When targeting platforms, we see that Hey Alpaca is set apart from the competition because they offer platform-based price, which makes it a lot easier for the platform to keep accounting records as they generate one flat rate price for all their insurance products for one platform. And then Hey Alpaca has the ability to create custom products for every partnership, which makes it a lot more attractive to most volunteer matching platforms to use. When we're finding these strategies, it's been clear from the beginning that the business will need a better backend infrastructure in order to support this growth, which is something that the software development team has been working on, and we will see next.
So one issue that our client will face when expanding their 2 businesses is needing a way to effectively track and monitor company performance. The development team has been working to build a dashboard that will allow our client to easily access important metrics for both Property Protect and Hey Alpaca in one place. This will provide a platform for data-driven decision-making as our client grows their businesses and enters new markets. Our client's current dashboard is set to show mainly raw data in a tabular format. As such, one goal of the development team was to present our client's data visually to ease data interpretation and make insights more accessible. Additionally, our client expressed the desire for third-party integrations, such as Google Analytics, to monitor their user-facing website. Additionally, the team implemented an alerts tab to notify the client of items that require their immediate attention. Now let's take a look at a live demo of the dashboard. So this general overview page provides the client with information relevant to the performance of both of their businesses relative to one another. They're able to see what percentage of their revenue portfolio comes from which business. Additionally, the client can examine actual, projected, and goal revenue over both Property Protect and Hey Alpaca. Now we can go to the Property Protect overview page. On the Property Protect dashboard page, our client is able to view more detailed information. They have access to important numerical metrics, such as the number of new listings in the past week and the number of total hosts. Additionally, they are able to see a yearly graph of cumulative revenue similar to the previous page. Below and to the left of that, there is a donut chart that breaks down the proportion of Property Protect's bookings that come from different platforms, such as Airbnb or HomeAway. To the right, there's a monthly breakdown of actual, projected, and goal revenue. Now we can go to the Hey Alpaca page. The page for Hey Alpaca is similar in structure to the Property Protect page, but with metrics relevant to the gig economy. Our client also expressed difficulty in finding when there's an actionable item based on looking at their raw data. The team added an alerts tab to the right side, which updates with certain metrics or actionable items that the client determined to be important. An alert will be generated or updated when an actionable item appears, such as a new claim or an incomplete sign-up. Additionally, alerts will also be generated at the beginning of the week to highlight important figures, such as website visitor sign-up rate. Now we can take a look at the Google Analytics page. Our client expressed concerns about the effectiveness of their website structure and making sure that users are able to effectively navigate the sign-up process. The development team integrated Google Analytics to provide our client with insights into the performance of their website, specifically for Property Protect. The team provides important metrics gathered from Google Analytics, such as the number of browser sessions per week, average session duration, page views by page, and site-wide bounce rate. These metrics allow the client to analyze their website's ability to drive sales, as well as locate bottlenecks in the sign-up process. In the next few days, the development team will complete user testing on the design of their dashboard. Now that we have built a platform to visualize and monitor our clients' data and promote data-driven decision-making, it is important to consider the financial implications of the metrics and their effects on our clients' strategy and operations.
Now that we have looked a little bit on the developers team, we'll look at the financial implications of the expansion. In the financial model, we've seen that the profit in 2025 would exceed $500,000 and the revenue would near the $1 million. This would be about 374% increase in the projected revenue in the 5th year, and starting by 39,000 hours in the first year that are sold as insurance policies, all the way to about 200,000 hours in insurance policy that are sold in the 5th year. The data suggests that in order to achieve this rapid increase in the growth, it would be wise to look at the hourly price, increasing it from $1 an hour to $1.75 an hour. We have in the survey that we have conducted, we have seen that the average price that people pay on insurance is about $3.50 per hour. And by pumping up the price to $1.75, the price will still be well below the market price. This will give an increase in the revenue while give a competitive advantage in the pricing. As well, the financial model includes the expansion of the number of projects, of adding about 1 project yearly all the way to 2025. Some of the expenses on the operation expansion activities that would occur throughout the course of the expansion would be hiring an additional developer team, which would cost about $14,000 per year, and later on hiring an account representative, which will be about $4,000 to $5,000 per year. An account rep would help in managing the claims or customer service, as well in helping with the existing partnerships. Now we have looked at the financial implications. What would be some of the next steps that Alpaca would take in the future? On the operations side, hiring an account rep to help manage partnerships, as mentioned, as well as hiring the developers team. In the future, it might be helpful to hire a CEO, a COO to help in the operations in general. This will give more time for our client to spend more time on prospecting and finding new partnerships in the business, which will lead to the second point, which is growth. So starting the partnerships and building the partnerships will be necessary for Alpaca to keep expanding. As well, in the future, it'd be worthwhile prospecting the other industries, as there are a lot of opportunities that other industries would have in the future for Alpaca. On the marketing side, Alpaca could start a social media marketing to expand the business to consumer sales. This will help build the credibility for Alpaca and would help support the sales in the future. And finally, on the development side, the user testing is currently happening. And in the future, after the user testing, integrating the website would be something that Alpaca should do. And finally, updating the website with the new platforms as new partnerships form. Thank you for your attention. We would like to thank our team leads, Alyssa Campbell and Anna Young, and our fellow Jamie Francis, as well as all the I-CCEW staff and Kate Birch for helping us and allowing us to work with her on the project. Now we're open to any questions.
The first question is from your client. When speaking with the nonprofit target prospects, what was their concern or lack of concern around having individual insurance for their volunteer members?
So I can take this question. when we talk to the various nonprofits and in interviews with them, their concerns were mainly about providing them with the proper coverage in order to make sure that those volunteers stayed on. ITN, for example, they're having a lot of trouble recruiting as well as retaining their volunteer drivers because of the insurance arrangement that they originally had. So that was the main concern there. And I believe a lot of these other riskier volunteer organizations or matching platforms that send volunteers out to more dangerous assignments or more risky assignments would face similar problems.
Also, for those of you with questions, feel free to just do the raise your hand function. You don't have to type it in the chat.
Yes.
So the question is, what other markets did you consider?
Yeah, so we looked at a wide variety of markets. I guess as a way to like describe them, one would be the transportation-based markets, the asset-based markets, as well as the professional, household, and miscellaneous services. For the transportation-based services in the gig economy, a big portion of that is in ride sharing. But with ride sharing, it's a zero-sum game, as diagnosed by McKinsey. And with those markets, there's very few businesses to partner with, since it's usually the top people who dominate the market, and so that will be a lot harder to enter. And the second biggest market for transportation-based services was trucking, which Kate is already partnered with through Trucker Wall. So we wanted to give her a different industry that she could look into. And for asset sharing services, similar thing. The biggest industry within the asset sharing services is actually home sharing markets, such as Airbnb, which our client Kate is already partnering with through Property Protect. And given those two markets, I've already have the biggest I guess we had to have projects in those areas. We wanted to look more into professional, household, and miscellaneous services. And after looking at several criteria, such as the need for insurance, the market size, and the average hours per week, as well as the market growth, we identified volunteering to be particularly interesting in comparison to some other industries we looked into, such as janitorial, care, landscaping, and agriculture. And what makes volunteering really shine is the 6% growth rate in the market, according to the National Center for Charitable Statistics, as well as our interviews with several volunteers who said that volunteers usually aren't explicitly covered. And so for a lot of those reasons, volunteering really shown up for us.
Great. Next question is, how was the price increased to $1.75 determined? Why not $2 or $2.50 if it's still much lower than the average?
We have discussed this availability, and this will be also included in the financial model later on. There is a possibility of increasing it much more. However, we wanted to keep it a little bit below or around the average price, as currently some of the businesses that our client partner with sell about $2. So we did not want to increase this much more, especially looking at the margins that they originally have is about 20% of $1. So still keeping this about 175 will give the client enough margins to expand and grow. However, the $2 and $2.50 is definitely an option that our client can also look at as well.
Great. And we have time for one more question. How flexible is the backend platform if her metrics change over time, or are alerts changed?
So if I'm understanding your question correctly, you mean if she wants to change like what sort of visualizations are being displayed, or what sort of alerts are being displayed in the future? Yeah, so if she wants to change that, so we've come up with 6 preliminary alerts relevant to each industry, but that's something that she could talk with her development team to change if our client finds that they would like to use different alerts. As for if their metrics change over time, yeah, the backend is set up to handle, you know, additional data coming in.
Great, thank you. All right. Well, before I hand it back over to Cass, I do want to give Anna and Alyssa another chance. We've all been burned by the mute function on Zoom, so we'll give it back over to them for another minute of your attention.
Hi guys, I'm Anna Young. I was accidentally muted earlier. I have had the pleasure of serving as the development team lead this semester. And over the course of the semester, the developers have maintained positivity and excitement to learn new programming skills in order to develop a dashboard from the ground up. Each individual brought important qualities vital to the team's success. Sai's friendliness and positive attitude was a welcome addition to our team's culture. Sher Chow is always willing to dig in and help his teammates. Andrew is very organized and willing to challenge himself to learn new skills. And Sean is easygoing and willing to tackle ambiguous problems. Together, we were able to complete a large project and have plenty of fun along the way, including some regular board game sessions. I just want to thank you guys for being such a great team. I'm very proud of all of the hard work you've put in this semester and all of the progress that you've made. And I've really enjoyed my time getting to know you all this semester.
And with that, if I could ask, could we all just unmute and give everyone another round of applause? Because that was incredible.